You mentioned the Rangers, the excitement around this team this year. Is this as excited as you've been for a season in several years here?
Absolutely. We went to the free agency this year, and we bring some players. I think this year is the year. We have 5 great starting pitchers in the rotation. We have Eovaldi, we have Dubron, we have Martin Perez, John Gray. We have 5 solid, great starting pitchers. I think the key, guys, this year is to stay healthy. Obviously, the rotation, is going to give us some innings. The power pitchers, they know what they need to do. The bullpen throws a lot of strikes. Move the ball around. The lineup, we're gonna be a contact lineup this year, and I think with the bases bigger this year and not throwing too many times to first base, I think we're gonna see a lot of running game this year. And so we put the lineup that way so we can put the ball in play and score runs early for those guys.
Pudge, how excited are you? It feels like we've been waiting for Josh Young to arrive on the major league level for a few years now, and he obviously had some success last year, showing some power. But how excited are you to see him finally get to this point where he's ready to take over third base and be the main guy there for a full season?
Oh, we're very happy for him with the improvement that he's done. Last year he did a tremendous job, and this year he's gonna be playing every day. He doesn't need to worry about seeing the lineup and say I'm playing or not. He's gonna be in the lineup playing. That's gonna be his position, and what he needs to do is just keep doing what he's doing. Just go out there, have fun, don't put pressure on himself, and if he do that, he's gonna be great.
Pudge, you mentioned the bigger bases and some of those, the throwing over 2 times to first or any base, really. Do you think because of that that there may be more stolen bases, that we may see more hitters may see more fastballs with runners on first, just to cut down on the running game?
Well, today's game is still a fastball game. There's a lot of power pitchers in the game. They love to throw the fastballs, but yeah, I mean, if you see all the spring training games that we saw, you see a lot of running games, a lot of guys going back to stealing bases and all that. And I think that's good for baseball. That was my era when I was playing. The running game, they put the ball in play, hit and run, man in second base, try to move the guy over, things like that make teams win games. And I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see more, plus the pitch clock. Obviously, the 20 seconds, you're not going to have much time to think. You have to stay in the batter's box and wait for the next pitch. So baseball is going to be different. I think what I'm going to be seeing, what I just said, running, scoring early, and the pitchers, they're still going to throw the fastball because the fastball is the name of the game today. They love to throw the 4-seam now. The speed below, they always wanted to keep it there, and so it's going to be exciting. So we build the team that way. If you see all the starting pitchers we have, they're all throwing very hard. And so I think that's what we're going to see this year.
The greatest catcher of all time, the Hall of Famer Pudge Rodriguez, here on the Diamond Factory Hotline 105.3 The Fan on your home for Ranger Baseball. So you sound excited for these changes in the sport with the pace of play and all these other things that we've kind of touched on. You think this is good for the game?
I think it's good. I don't think I wasn't a player to see a batter, they play with the batting gloves and walk around the plate, and takes a long time. I think with that 20 seconds, you make the game better, more excited. Make adjustment quick, and I think it's great. The shift, obviously, it makes some changes too. The game is going to be different. So we pretty much never had that when when we play back in the 90s, but it's getting close. I think it's slowly they're trying to going back into that type of game. They play the game faster, quicker, and I think that's great for baseball.
Pudge, you've been talking here about the pitch clock and obviously the increased pace of play, and I think everybody, there's been discussions about how that impacts the pitchers, especially in the way that they work. But there's maybe not been as much discussion in terms of how that increased pace is going to affect the batters and the way that they prepare. How much of an impact do you think that this pitch clock has on the batters themselves and their process?
Well, they got to be really quick. I mean, in every pitch that the pitcher is going to throw to the batter, he needs to stay there and focus back into the next pitch, basically. But it's in both sides, okay? It's pitching and hitting too. So it's not going to be an advantage for anyone. It's just going to be kind of who's going to make the quickest adjustment in every pitch from pitcher or hitter, and try to stay with the game plan.
You represented Puerto Rico in the World Baseball Classic in 2006 and 2009. Actually, Pudge Rodriguez, a career 366 hitter in the World Baseball Classic.
That's it?
360. That's pretty.
Wow,
that's
not
pretty
bad.
impressive there. Yeah, 366 with 3 home runs. Pudge, we've heard some players, Nelson Cruz most notably in recent weeks, with all the hype around the World Baseball Classic, talk about. He said, there's a lot of players that would rather win the World Baseball Classic than win the World Series, that would be a greater honor to them and a greater thrill to them. Would you agree with that? Would you say that the World Baseball Classic has more meaning to some of these players, or would be more meaningful to you than a World Series would?
Well, absolutely, yes. I'm agree with Nelson 100%. I don't, I'm sure all of you saw this year's World Baseball Classic, and you see the assignments that all these players has, not even here in USA, but in Taiwan and in Japan. You see the assignment, when you see players like Shohei Ohtani, jump and celebrate with Team Japan. When you see Turner, hit the grand slam and jumping all over the bases, and all those players are celebrating like Game 7 on the World Series. It's great to see. I think the World Baseball Classic is good for baseball, and we saw it this year. I had the chance to see all the games in Florida this year, and let me tell you, I was at the ballpark and feels like we in Game 7 in the World Series every game. So I think it's great for baseball. It's good. It's growing. The U.S. team and the Japan team, you see the last game, how they play that game, and you see the best player, the 2 best players finish the World Series the way the World Baseball Classic was finished. Ohtani's pitching Mike Trout, and he strike out Mike Trout. So what can you say about that? There's nothing better to see a World Baseball Classic end that way.
All right, Pudge, it's Friday is the event at Globe Life Field. It is the Skills Challenge. Get us set for the Invited Classic, though, in April.
I appreciate it. We'd love to see all the guys there, all the fans there. It's going to be excited. Second year, we're going to play in Las Colinas, and looking forward to see all of them there.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it as always. Enjoy the golf and enjoy the start of the baseball season. We'll catch up with you. Bobby, you want us to tell him anything about his pizza? You a big fan?
Oh, yeah, Pudge's Pizza there at Texas Live. It's fantastic. Some of the best around.
Please come. Everybody that's listening to us right now, please come to the Pudge's Pizza.
Thank you, Pudge.